Hey, Dave Knight here at 123daytrade.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, US and world. Today is today is Halloween. Monday, October 31st, 2016. I have passed my FTP at TopStepTrader as of today. I was able to get above the target, and it was a long struggle. It took me 9 trading days to get up above the target, and tomorrow it'll be day 10. I'll take a 1 tick hit against a 20 tick target and finish up FTP and get ready to move to funded trader once again for the, and I'm not yeah, fourth time in the funded, and sign off on the contracts and get rolling. And I've got a better appreciation about the rules inside TopStepTrader, inside specifically inside the trading, the live funded trader room, and how I have to kind of basically ignore um, and don't let them affect my breathing as it relates to the bullshit that goes on inside the the funded trading room itself. Um, I'd say that politely as I can, because it's just a fact. I mean, if it was easy to get into funded, it wouldn't be so hard. It wouldn't be so easy to get out of it as well, right? It would be a lot harder to. Should be a lot easier to get into it, and then be easier to stay in it. Um, 4 times. I mean, I've been profitable through this whole period of time. Inside all of this time, going into sim and FTP and all the other bullcrap that's going on, I've been profitable, but trying to stay inside. And it really comes down to, I believe, a couple things. And the most obvious thing that I bitch, moan, and groan about is max daily loss. I don't believe that should fail a funded account. I don't believe that should fail FTP. And I obviously don't believe it should fail your combine. So a $500, I think it should lock you out of your account for the rest of the day, but it should reopen. The only really thing that should stop you from trading is the max trailing loss, or the drawdown that comes into effect there. Along those lines, it should be higher than 10 trading days that they give you to get to. It should be at least a 20 trading day period of time to work your way. I mean, it's just it doesn't 10 trading days does not let you use a natural equity curve inside your trading to withstand any drawdown that will come through that. So you got to rely on a little bit of luck to get to a certain amount of money. And obviously, on the other side of that, you can't afford to make any mistakes. I made one trading day, I made my mistakes, and it cost me. I was down. I worked my way back to being only down -6 ticks, and then I allowed my pride and everything to get in the way, and I had to fight my way all the way back to it. So if I take away that close to $500 daily, almost getting on the max daily loss on that day, then I would have passed FTP a lot sooner than day 9. Um, but I did get in control of my senses, my trading, and I am moving on once again into the funded account for the 4th time. Um, it took me a little bit longer than I thought I was going to get there. I mean, I started this process in the last week of August, I think, is when I started, and it took me to pretty much the last day of October to get and move back into what will be funded and signing the contract. So tomorrow I got to trade day 10 to qualify this FTP and send it up there, and then them to send me back all the details so that I can line up my funded account again, and this time stay in it, God willing, and the creek don't rise, to stay in it. I'm going to add some information on the blog today about the trade that I took and why I took it, or at least put up the charts for now, and then some information. If you didn't get the last email that I put out, I was talking about the Patreon account to keep my business afloat, and the business and the monthly expenses that I go through If you didn't get that and you want some details, just contact me by email. Go to my About Me or Contact Me page, whatever that's called there, and you can get my email address, or you can just fire me an email, as you do, or through, just however you get in contact with me, I guess, in that sense. But um, today I'm at $542.88 according to closing balance right now. So, obviously I can take a 2 to 3 tick hit and still be fine. I will trade pre-hours, probably somewhere between 7 and 8 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time, before the crude oil market opens up for the open outcry, so that I can calm the market as best I can in front of anything. Obviously, I don't need to trade the CL pit strategy. I was on day 8 today. I debated about, even trading this day until Wednesday. I want to say that as well. I thought, no, the market looked like it was trending down. I mean, when I took my trade on, we were sitting around S1, and I was able to capture a move, basically going from S1 down to S2, a little below that. I needed, basically, my target was 63 ticks on the trading day. I was able to grab that in the market and get high enough above the $500 mark so that I can go the 1 tick hit against a 20 tick profit target, and finish up funded trader preparation and move on to the funded account. Obviously, the funded account's a lot different. You're trying to my goal in funded, if you want to know, once again, if you haven't heard, what the goal in my funded is, to get to at least $1,500 in the first 10 trading days, up to, above and beyond. I'll be more comfortable over the 2,000 mark like I was in the combine this last time around. It's an extremely frustrating experience to be at this point in my life, and then working with, should I open up an account? Should I not? My goal pretty much is to have the OPM, or other people's money from TopStepTrader, to pay for me opening up my $5,000 account. That has been my goal since I started at TopStepTrader a little over 2 years ago, and it continues to be my goal today. I believe, honestly, that I probably would have spent more money learning in this process. I moan and groan and bitch about TopStepTrader, but there is some really good benefit about being here. It's would you lose more money opening up your own futures account? I believe I would have. I would have lost a lot more money, and I wouldn't have been able to figure out the little nuances that I need to get through to become a better trader. So the last 2 years of my life, and I only trade the crude oil market. I concentrate on that market exclusively. I believe that you can make your livelihood as a day trader in this one market, at least for this point in time, and where the market is. Most likely, I won't start my combine. I won't start my funded account until after this election process is over. So just so you know where my thought process is right now. I want to get past this political arena right now, get that out of the way, and then get moving. Most likely, being a funded trader, they won't even let you trade around that period of time anyway. They'll probably think it's too volatile of a period of time. It'll be kind of like the Brexit. So now I know kind of what they do in the past. I'm expecting them to restrict trading around the presidential election anyway. It's kind of like, is Assange alive or is he dead? There's so many unknowns right now. Is Hillary going to be president? Is Trump going to beat her? There's so many unknowns. How many cards do you have to stack on top of a deck in this deck of cards for everything to tumble down on Hillary? I don't know. She's been able to withstand a lot. So, it's a 50-50. It's a coin flip. And I could understand them, probably limiting trading around the presidential election. It's just the way that I probably would go about it as well. I mean, I've tried to trade around the presidential election and I've lost a lot of money doing that around that time. So I'm good with standing aside, waiting for this market to decide what it wants to do, and then be done with it. And then, once it's done with it, move on to the next thing. Along those lines, I want to say that I finished up my last journal, which was Journal 23 on Halloween. So I finished up, and I was thinking about, wrote down some, words and some of the things. Oh, by the way, this side over here is what I call important. It's things that along the year that I noted in my journal what I thought was important during the day, or something that I saw, or and it obviously goes on both sides of the page, and I keep my journal. My thought process of how I've got to where I am at this point in my life. And a lot of it's just, some of it's details, a lot of it is me bitching, some of it is me telling me how stupid I am, and other things are good things I put in it about my family, so it's just a thought process, 23 volumes of my thoughts. And I do believe I have a lot to share, and I don't believe my time is up on this earth yet. So, and I think that I can help you as well. Like I said, if you didn't get the information about the Patreon account, I'm setting that up. I'm going about it, I think, a different direction this time around. I'm thinking about it as pledging, as opposed to, you paying me money or whatever. So it's something that I've thought about for a lot longer than I care to admit. I know what I need, monthly business expenses to keep the lights on here, and it is what it is at this point in time. So it's just a matter of, do I continue my website updating? Do I continue my YouTube channel the way I've been doing it? Do I continue to offer up information? I mean, that's kind of in your hands now, not mine. I'm doing the washing my hands of this, because I look at the subscribers I have on YouTube. I know a lot of them aren't active, but there's over 800 and something there. My mailing list is up over 1,000. I have assets that I would consider valuable, but along those lines, there is no such thing as a free lunch, and I'm either going to go back underground and maybe just answer questions as they come in like I used to. I mean, obviously I like to keep 1, 2, 3 day trade up, and I can keep that up. I can keep that simulation up there, but do I keep Infusionsoft? Do I keep some of the other things that I have right now? Well, that's kind of in question right now. I promised myself that I would, my business would, before the end of 2016, would earn enough money to keep the lights on and the business expenses. It has not profitably done that in any given month over, well, a couple months. It's made, just, I'm not talking about trading. I'm talking about just basic people, I mean, but granted, I haven't really put any big ticket items up anymore. I just don't believe in the big ticket item. I thought about it, and I think I have something to offer. I've, regardless of how you think about me, or I've got into funded. This will be my 4th time in TopStepTrader going into funded. So, and that's making mistakes along the way. It's not like I'm perfect. If you know anything about me, I was pretty much a BC student in school. I mean, I'm not a rocket scientist. I just have lots of trading hours in front of the computer, and I understand the ebb and flow of the market pretty well to this day now. I mean, and it's very specifically, I understand the crude oil market. It's the market that, if you do decide to be trained by me one-on-one in some point in the future, it's the market that you and I will work with, and we will work on the platform that I choose and not yours. So I mean, there's that limits people. You know, they get stuck on NinjaTrader and all the other crap that's out there. I mean, um, and I'm not saying it's all crap, because it's not. You know, they're all good trading platforms for the most part. It's just that the way that I trade and how I go about my trading, you need to use the CTS futures platform. And I get into that question a lot. You know, I mean, well, can you teach it this way? No, because it doesn't show volume the way that I like to see it. Go to the blog post and see the volume. I mean, it spikes, and it means something. And if you're not using volume as part of your plan, then you're losing money, hand over fist. There's a reason behind the madness of why I do what I do, and it is, you know, and some people understand it. It's just the way that I view trading and how I look at a day, and to be able to determine what that spike means in the market. Is it an up spike? Is it a down spike? Does it mean the market is going to continue down? Does it mean it's going to continue to go up? Each individual spike that comes in the market on the volume side means something, and at least in my humble opinion, that gets above a certain level. I mean, it just, there's a certain mindset that I believe goes into that. There's a reason why those footprints are left back in the sand, and you look back and you think, wow, there was a reason why that was there. But then obviously you need confirmation of that signal, especially as it relates to the long side. Go to the blog post again and you can see what I mean about, even though there was some really nice signals maybe to get long, you're trying to go long inside a down move, and that can be very dangerous to try to get long on a down move. The market moves down a lot harder and faster than it does in an up move. If the market is going up, then, you know, yeah, certainly it makes sense to go on the long side and maybe be a little bit more fluid with your decision-making process to get in to the long side. But when you're going long, when the market's showing that it wants to go down, I mean, especially before turnaround Tuesday, you know, historically the market turns around on a Tuesday. If it's going to turn around in any given week, you know, there's a lot of information that's just out there for you to learn. And I believe, honestly, I could probably cut your learning curve down. And it is what it is at this point in time in my life. I mean, I've got a lot more screen hours than most of you people that are watching me on the videos. You know, I mean, I've been doing this for 30 years of my life, and I've moved from you know, federated investors into private money management, into, you know, I've traded pretty much every futures market that's out there. I started in I started in the E-minis. I started with the bonds. I started in my very first trade back in the day was pork belly futures, believe it or not. That was from, you know, because I wanted to trade it because of trading places. I traded the meat complex. I've traded the currencies. I've traded the grains. I've traded gold. I even attempted silver a couple times. That's a do not trade silver. Buy silver. Do not trade silver. It's just too volatile of a market. It can just $25 a tick last time I looked years ago. But crude, gold, currencies, the E-minis, the bonds, you know, just simple, basic hedging strategies, and what's the word I'm looking for? You take one against the other, like the 30-year against the 10-year. I'm having a mind meltdown right here, but what's it called? Spreading. Spreading. You know, there's a lot of information that I know. And it's contained in 23 books now. You know, I mean, and it's contained off of this spreadsheet that I've designed and developed. This spreadsheet has come out of 23 volumes of writing down my trading ideas. How do you have 23 trading volumes that you can go back and refer to? I do. Do you have 30 years of experience of knowing what the market will do? Have you been through crashes? Have you been through booms? Have you been through bust? Have you been through the manias and panics? And I have. I've seen my first one I remember seeing was the '87 crash. And then from that point forward, I've been watching the market roughly from '87. Well, before that, but '87 was the first time that I figured out the market doesn't go straight up. 1987, by the way. If you weren't alive at that point, then you may or may not have been through the 2008 crash. I did, and it was making money in crude oil market around that period of time was like it was handing you buckets of money, um, and it was fun, but the volatility was incredibly high, uh, and it was that double-edged sword. I mean, you were making 150 ticks on one hand, and you're losing 100 ticks on the other, and it was all happening within a minute period of time. I mean, the market's moving a minute, $1.50, $2 inside of 2 minutes of time, and going down $1 in 30 seconds. I mean, it was insane amount of volatility that you had back around that 2007, 2008 period of time. The market has really settled down now. What will the future hold? I don't know. But right now, like I look at volatility and I look at volume, I look at velocity, those are things that I believe in. And um, here I am. I'm laying it out there. If you think that I can offer something to you, I mean, then you need to get with me. Obviously that's where I am. I'm put up the Patreon. I've been debating about that for a long time. Need to finish it up. I'll probably get to it sometime this week and finish it up. Put out a questionnaire to find out general interest. What my bottom line is that I need to cover my business expenses, or I've got to cut down, pare down, and just go undercover, I guess, and do what I've done in the past. Trade on my own, and don't worry about trying to help other individuals that maybe you're that person that's got to figure it out on your own and go bust a few times. All right. God bless. Take care. I'll see you on the next video I put together. Bye for now.